in this case, I've passed the interview, and 2 weeks later, I received my offer letter. The offer letter is like, now you have to accept. It's like offer and acceptance. So you sign online stating that you have accepted the offer letter, which includes your salary, your duties, and all that. Hello all, welcome to my channel once again. My name is Grace and my channel's name is Grace Onboard. Welcome aboard. So today is the second sea day of a 10-day cruise. We are sailing along the Caribbean. So in today's topic, we are going to learn about how I applied for a cruise ship job. I'm going to take you through the steps and I'm going to try and be brief and detailed at some point if needed. But in case you have any questions, you can always reach me at the comment section. I'll be there to answer you. So how did I really apply for this job on a cruise ship? I found out about this job through a friend of mine who has worked for a company for many years. He shared a link with me of which I applied. So I'm going to be leaving all the links of different companies below at the description. I'm going to explain how to apply. So in this case, the first thing you need to do before applying for a cruise ship job, you have to create a very well polished CV. You have to update your CV. Your CV has to be very polished, and I believe that is one of the things that made me get the job. For my CV, what I did is I did an update, yeah? What I mean by saying update is everything was up to date, like the recent job I had and all that, anything that I felt it has to be in the CV and to definitely impress the employer. So, for example, in your CV, if you are applying for a waiter position, I would advise you to list the duties of a waiter on the CV. List the duties and the responsibilities of the waiter, and this makes the employer recognize that you know the job, that you can do these responsibilities. Because if they're looking for a waiter, I believe they're looking for somebody who can do the certain similar responsibilities that you have listed on this CV, and that is definitely what I catches. So if you're looking for a job for let's say a guest relation officer or a receptionist, you may list all the responsibilities that come along with the receptionist. So after you've listed all the responsibilities, the next thing you should do is the job you're applying for should go in line with what you've written on your CV, yeah? For example, there's no way you can apply for a job position for a waiter and then your CV states that you are an electrician, you know? An electrician and waiter, those are two different departments. Those are two-way different things. So you have to apply for what is in your CV. You have to match them. And like I said in one of my videos for how to apply a C1D visa, a lot of people, they contradict what they have written on their CV and what they have submitted. This is one of the reasons that make you maybe lose a job, lose maybe your visa, maybe. So you have to match whatever you're applying. If you are applying for a waiter, make a CV for a waiter. If you're applying for let's say a housekeeper, make a CV for a housekeeper. At least you could do that with different companies and make at least different CVs, provided you remember what you wrote. So I have made my CV and I'm here, and we applied. So I've finished the process of polishing the CV, and then the next thing is after clicking the link, we go through the necessary things, through the necessary steps I'll be showing you. So the first thing, like I said, CV polishing, you modify your CV or you revamp your CV, and then the job you're applying for should rhyme the job in the CV you've written and outline the responsibilities and the duties, and at least put a good length of service, put at least 3 years and above. And again, if you have recommendation letters, always take a recommendation letter from the company you're working for. I believe many companies, after 1 year of service, you're entitled to a recommendation letter. Yeah, attach it to your documents. This will really prove that indeed you worked for a certain company. If you have them, well, you can add them. If you don't have it, still okay. And then, so what is next after applying for a job? The next thing is waiting for the response, and the response may be whether you have been hired, or maybe if you've not been hired, unfortunately, they will send you an email. I'll notify you. But if they feel they're interested to know further about your qualification, they will schedule an interview with you. So they will send an email to you. And with all this process, by the way, you need to create an email. You need to create an account with them. I'll be taking you through. You need to create an account with them. After you click this link, you're going to create an account through your email, and you create a password. Then you're gonna see a site called Citrac. This is for Royal Caribbean, and then that is where you're gonna upload everything that is required. So after you have uploaded your CV, you have applied the job, you're going to receive an email. If you have passed, you're going to not really passing, but if they have been impressed by whatever you have submitted in your CV, so they're going to schedule an interview with you. They're going to send you an email, yeah? So in this email, you need to choose the best time to schedule an interview. It depends with the time they have given you. Mine was Greece time, and I believe Greece and Kenya, they have similar time. So it was in the evening, and they send you a link to which you'll attend the interview in Teams, Microsoft Teams. So that is where you are scheduled, and by that particular time, I would advise you to be earlier for the meeting. So you are seated there with your phone, you've clicked the link, and you're prepared for the interview. I would advise you to dress well. Not really, just something simple, not something so colorful, just like a normal interview, and make sure there's no background noise. And when you're doing this kind of online interview, make sure you maintain the eye contact, keep smiling, and make sure you're not rolling your eyes, you're not looking left, you're not looking right, because they'll think you're cheating on the interview. They'll think you're not confident, but at the end of it all, keep smiling. After booking the online interview, I sat down 15 minutes earlier and waited for the interviewer to join me. And this is when she joined me. Of course, I was panicking. It was my first online interview that I did. I was panicking, but something deep down tells me I need this. I can do it. So this lady who interviewed me, she was so kind. She was so good. And believe me, the moment, I think we just clicked. So for my interview, I'm in service. I'm dispensing drinks. So it was all about drinks, and she wanted to know the level of my knowledge. And yes, I proved that indeed I was qualified for the job. We conversed, and then my interview within, normally they schedule for 15 minutes, but I think mine did not last 15 minutes because I answered all the questions that she required to know. She told me she'll get back to me. After 2 weeks, I received an offer letter. I received an offer letter through an email. So this whole process is through email. You're all communicating through email. So you need to have an active email account that you will be checking your emails every time. And you need to have a legit. Let me say legit, yeah? Don't create pseudos on emails. And I would prefer when you're creating emails to apply for this kind of jobs, please use your real names. Use your real names. So in this case, I've passed the interview, and 2 weeks later, I received my offer letter. The offer letter is now you have to accept. It's like offer and acceptance. So you sign online stating that you have accepted the offer letter, which includes your salary, your duties, and all that. So after you've accepted the offer letter, you do the background check. You feel like the places you've lived for the past 7 years and all that, and all this information should be correct and accurate. From there, you receive something we call letter of employment. On board the ship, we say LOE, yeah? In other companies, I think they call it LOI, like letter of intent or something. So your LOE, what is LOE? LOE is letter of employment. In this letter of employment, you have your details. You have your name, your passport number, and then you have the ship name that you're going to join and where you're going to join the ship from. And also it has the length of your contract. Signing on this date, and you're signing off on this particular date. And then this LOE comes in 3 copies, and then you have to print them out later. So it comes with 1 copy for the embassy. You're going to present this during your visa interview, depending on the country that is listed on the LOE. For example, if you're joining the ship in the United States of America, you're going to need a C1D visa. If you're joining your ship in Spain, you're going to need a Schengen visa. And if you're joining your ship in Australia, you're going to need an Australian visa, I think MCV something, I'm not sure. And also if you're joining your ship in Turkey, anywhere, you're going to need a visa for that particular country. So, and then the other copy is for Homeland Security. This is your copy, and there's a scan code. You can always, they can always scan to prove that indeed this letter is legit. And then we have the other letter is for the employee use. Yeah, I think that is your personal copy, and the Homeland Security, maybe at the airport you can present it. So after you've received that, that is part of your documents that you need to print out during your submission. After receiving the letter of employment, you're gonna now wait like for another month, depends. You're gonna receive flight ticket and hotel reservation. All this will be displayed on the system account that you created, that we said all your details, all your updates will be there. So flight ticket, what is in these flight tickets? Of course, it's gonna be your flight detail. It's gonna be your name, it's gonna be the airport you're going to join, and the flight schedule. Yeah, for example, if you're scheduled, for example, I'll give you an example. In my flight ticket, my first contract, in my flight ticket I had an itinerary for leaving Nairobi to Qatar, and then from Qatar to Brazil, and then from Brazil to Uruguay. I had 3 flights on that particular journey. It was the longest journey ever. So it has all the flight connections detailed, because I flew with Qatar Airways, both from Kenya to Qatar, from Qatar to Brazil, and then I joined LATAM Airlines, that is I think Latin America Airlines, something like that, from Brazil to Uruguay, which is 2 hours with a lot of turbulence, of course. So you have your flight ticket. You have your hotel reservation. In this hotel reservation, it indicates the name of the hotel you're going to spend a night before you catch your ship the following morning. So there are details of the hotel. There's transport pickup. They organize. So they say at the airport, maybe there's this shuttle which will be running after 15 minutes, and you have to board it and to take you to the hotel. You spend a night there, you eat, dine, and the following morning you get to embark to your ship. Before you do all that, you need to submit all the required documents. And all these required documents, you're going to upload them in the system account that you created with the company. This is for my company. I'm not sure about other companies, how they do their things, but this is my application process. Yeah. So you have to submit all the single documents listed. And the moment you upload and they approve from their end, it takes green. Yeah, you upload all the documents. I've done a video on the documents required to work on board a ship. You're gonna see all the listed documents. Yeah, after you have submitted all of them, that is when you're ready to board. And I would advise everybody, when you're applying for a job on a cruise ship, the first document you should start with is a visa. This is the only guarantee that you'll be joining a cruise ship, because I don't see how you'll embark to some countries without a visa unless you have an okay to board. For example, for me, when I joined my ship in Uruguay, I did not have the visa to Uruguay. I only had a C1D, a C1D visa and an okay to board letter from the government of Uruguay. So the company organizes that for you, and they send you in soft copy, and then you print out, and then you're gonna show to the immigration officers. So I would advise you, don't leave any document behind, because you'll be stranded at the airport. Believe me. Print out all those documents, have them in hard copy, organize them in a file, and because you're going to present them. Believe me, you don't want to miss out a document. At the police clearance and everything, you don't want to miss out any of the documents. So take them with you, don't forget anything. Yeah. So after you've submitted everything, so what is next for you? Boarding. boarding your ship. Congratulations, you've passed. You've done everything. I would say one of the things that I missed out is I just missed out in this video, like you have to complete all the necessary trainings before you join the ship. But you can do them on board the ship. But I would recommend you, because the system opens 1 month prior you joining the ship for you to do all the necessary trainings. I would advise you to finish all your trainings while you are still in your country, because the moment you get on board, there will be a lot of pressure. You will not have time to do the trainings because you'll be tired. I would advise you, if you can finish all your trainings back home, do them. Despite having more waiting for you on board, there is a lot of trainings to do. I had about 70 trainings to do, which some of them are 1 hour, 30 minutes, 5 minutes, and you have to finish all of them. I tried to. And then you have face-to-face trainings waiting for you when you join on board a ship, which is much better because you are in the know of what is happening, what happens. It refreshes your mind. You have to know the basic things, that you need to do in case of emergencies. You have to be cautious, So you have to be ready for trainings on board a ship. And this is a mandatory requirement for every crew member. Despite who you are, you need to do the trainings on board the ship. I think that was my application process. I'll be doing a short video right now of how I went about it. I'll do a demo. I'll be doing a demo right now. And I would say it was not an easy journey. And the most important thing you need to do when you're applying for these cruise ship jobs, oh my dear, oh geez, you need to pack your patience with you. You need to have patience. I've had people waiting, having their LOE, a letter of employment, and yet they're waiting for like 1 month, 1 year, 8 months. Cruise ship job, you don't apply today and tomorrow you're hired. No, it does not work like that. It's a long process and you're gonna wait. I've seen a lot of people telling me they have applied, but they have not gotten any feedback. No, these people are doing mass recruitment. They're recruiting millions of people every day. So all you need is patience and wait. Keep checking your emails and have faith. Pray about it and be confident in what you do. A lot of people have asked me, how did you apply for this job? And I'm like, why don't I do a video? Because if I send people links, they're still getting stranded because it's a long process, of which I understand. So what I would say, if you're applying for this job, I would advise you to have the best patience, the heaviest patience on earth carry with you. Be patient. It's not going to apply today and boom, tomorrow you're hired. And even if you apply today and tomorrow you're hired, it's going to take time because you don't have all the necessary documents that you need to submit. And even if you had all of them, there's a process to follow. There's background checks to do for them. You need to wait. You need to have patience, and it's gonna come. In case you have any questions, I'll be more than happy to assist you. I applied for this job online, but I believe we have agencies in some countries, and back in Kenya I heard there was an agency hiring or something. For me, I did everything myself, everything online with the help of my friend. It's gonna be like that. And ship life, I would say, is not for the faint-hearted. You need to have a strong heart. You need to be strong. You're gonna be away from your family. You're gonna be missing home. You're gonna be struggling with seasickness, and also you're gonna be working for long hours, and you're gonna have every type of a person on board a ship, and you have to work with everyone. You have to respect each other. It is not for the faint-hearted. You need to be strong. You need to be patient. And that's all I can say. I would say it's been a good journey. It's getting better every day. But during my first contract, everything was not easy. Everything was so hard on me. But during my second contract, I think I'm getting used along the way. And I am grateful that everything is okay so far, so good. So I'll be doing a demo on how I applied. I'll try and be brief as possible because it's a long process. When you're applying for this job, don't skip a detail. Make sure you finish the application process. Otherwise, you're going to get a regret message because they see that you attempted to apply, but you did not finish the application process. You need to finish it. And after you finish, and also when you leave it halfway, you'll still receive an email. So you need to make sure. An email that, thank you for applying, I'll show it to you on my demo. I would say don't listen too much to people. Don't listen too much from people, because when I was applying for this job, I remember there's somebody who told me, that is a scam, don't do it. If you want to go for it, go for it. Don't let anybody stop you. Thank you so much for watching my videos. Don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe, and you may turn on the notification bell so that you don't miss any of my videos. Thank you so much for joining Grace on Board. We'll be doing more and more of videos. Keep in touch, stay in touch. Thank you so much. Ciao ciao.